we're here at the SPSP conference, and one important feature of going to a conference is meeting other people and networking. And to do that, every graduate student or attendee should have what's called an elevator speech. So an elevator speech is a very brief description of one's research that should accomplish a variety of goals. So it should pique the interest of the person you're speaking with, hopefully make it relevant to them so they understand why your research is important. It should be a friendly exchange where people don't feel like they're held hostage for too long hearing about your research, but they get enough information to know what you're doing. So Rich, what do you think makes a good elevator speech?
Well, at some point during the conference, you're probably going to be in an elevator with somebody and they'll say, hey, what do you do? What do you say when you're asked that question? I would start with the general area of my research. I work in relationships or attitudes, so they have some idea of what you're doing. Then I would go into, here's what I'm working on right now that I'm very excited about. Very important to let them know that this is something that's really exciting to you, and then give them the topic sentence or the conclusion of the study. Here's what we found in our most recent study. That gives them the opportunity to ask you for more.
Perfect. So has there ever been, have you ever seen really bad elevator speeches, and what happened there?
Well, a common reaction is to stumble, like, well, I work in such and such a lab where I go to this school, and by the time you're finished stumbling, the elevator door opens and you lost an opportunity to talk to somebody and get them to know about what your research is.
So be ready, be prepared.
Be ready.
So what we're doing now is asking graduate students, attendees, to deliver their elevator speech. And we've gotten some wonderful volunteers who have agreed to do this, and you'll see examples of what goes into an elevator speech and what makes them good. Hi, I'm Cindy.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Andre.
So what do you do?
Oh, I'm a fourth-year PhD student at UC Davis, and I study how people switch between abstract and concrete thinking, and what this might mean for their behavior and evaluations.
Oh, so tell me, like, what you do with that?
Oh yeah, sure. So, so the ability to think abstractly and concretely are highly valued. So if we think about leaders, successful people, they talk about the ability to both see the big picture and the small details. But from a social cognitive perspective, we actually don't know a lot of what it's like for them to do that. So we ran a few studies to figure out what's going on. So we found, for example, that compared to thinking at the same level of abstraction, thinking across different levels of abstraction actually is cognitive costly. They're slower. But interestingly, this cognitive cost is not moderated by direction. So it seems like people can switch in both directions at around a similar cognitive cost. And now we're looking at what this might mean. So we're looking at how it relates to executive functions and how it might predict certain behaviors.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi.
So what is it that you do?
I research sexism. I work from the perspective of ambivalent sexism, and I'm working from this idea that the things that we tell students in high school creates this societal mechanism that promotes and maintains sexism. And I believe that dress codes in school are working to contribute to that. Not only do they teach women that they're going to be evaluated and judged by the clothing that they wear, they also teach male students that it's okay to judge and have these ideas about women based on what they wear, and that then it's okay to call them out on it.
Oh, very interesting. So Ted, tell me what you do.
Hi, so I'm a third year in personality psychology, and I study lifespan development. So we've known for a while that people change across the lifespan and that the environment plays a role in this change. And I'm trying to figure out what particular environmental factors are the parts that allow us to change. So if you come to my symposium later today, you'll see how we've investigated how the event of retirement might be related to personality development.
Very cool. So Hema, what is it that you do?
Hi, so I study the psychology of social change, why people participate in protests, especially advantaged group members who might not be especially affected by the issue, so what motivates them to get involved, and also the consequences of their involvement. How are they effective or are they not?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.